Vengeance is mine, so saith the Lord. Hey guys, it's Rome Dog. I'm here to give you my WWE Payback predictions. You know, for a show that was only had 1 week to build up something good, in 20 seconds they've turned what seemed like a less intriguing pay-per-view to perhaps a pretty interesting one. As Roman Reigns, after 5 years of public demand, after public request, and the public suggestion boxes, finally, WWE said, you know what have we got to lose? There's no fans in the stands. There's no people buying our merch in real time. Why not turn Roman Reigns heel? And who better to do that than with Paul Heyman as his manager? A guy he once hated because of who he stood with, Brock Lesnar. Hell, he made it his mission every single year to get rid of Brock Lesnar as WWE Champion. And now his new mission statement, wreck everything and leave. So you have to wonder if Retribution and Roman Reigns are one and the same. Let's go through the card and find Big E versus Sheamus. Now everyone loves a good comeback story. Everyone loves when that underdog that was once doubted gets his big chance at the big dance and succeeds. And that's what Big E has been doing time and time again on SmackDown. He's been proving people wrong by showing just how much level of heart the guy has. On the other hand, Sheamus, he just lost against Jeff Hardy in a barroom fight. So why would Sheamus go into Payback and rob people of that big moment for Big E at some point for Big E to face off against potentially Roman Reigns at WrestleMania and get the biggest pop of his life? Big E versus Sheamus, I pick Big E to get the big win. That win be some kind of payback towards those critics and say, ha, I did it. King Corbin versus Matt Riddle. You know, Baron Corbin used to be the most interesting person in WWE. Well, at least one of them. At least one of the most interesting people in WWE. When he rode into WWE, he was like a badass waiting to kick so many ass until he got a title. But then he botched a Money in the Bank cash in and has since been in a downward spiral. And nowhere is that more evident than with the debut of King Corbin. Anyone who wins the King of the Ring is said to go on and do bigger things. King Corbin hasn't done bigger things except feud with Elias and feud with anyone he can find. No heavyweight title run, no tag team title run, no IC title, no nothing. Nothing has come out of King Corbin except, well, the desire for people to want to see him lose. Matt Riddle, on the other hand, he made it his debut, beat AJ Styles, only for him to lose AJ Styles some other night. I believe there is something bigger for Matt Riddle that's out there for Matt Riddle to achieve. So with that in mind, I believe Matt Riddle will be the one to dethrone King Corbin and him propelled a little bit higher toward the title contention of some kind. Seth Rollins and Murphy versus Dominic, Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio. The Mysterios have been through a lot. Rey Mysterio recently went blind after one of his eyes was jammed into the side of a steel stairs. While Dominic Mysterio has had to take a beating via kendo sticks from Rollins and Murphy. Now, while I do appreciate Murphy's unapologetic new side of himself that Seth Rollins helped unlock, I don't think you go into Payback and the Mysterios not getting their payback, their karmatic payback, for all that the Messiah and Murphy have done to those two individuals. So my pick is Mysterios get their vengeance. Keith Lee versus Randy Ort. They ruined Keith Lee. That is it. They ruined Keith Lee. While some may kind of debate that till the end of time, tonight's match definitely confirms that because there is no way in hell that you allow Randy Orton to lose after punting Drew McIntyre not once but twice, thus validating that he's not done with Drew McIntyre. There is no way you give that opportunity that Orton wants to Keith Lee. I love you, Keith Lee. I think you're great. I think you're limitless. But the music you walked out to has been received with mixed criticism. Yet Randy Orton's heel turn has never looked more critically acclaimed. So I think Randy Orton will defeat the Limitless One and go on to perhaps face Drew McIntyre once again. Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler for the tag team titles. Sasha Banks and Bayley have been the most intriguing part of the pandemic era. And it's even more intriguing when you think about the potential breakup that they're facing. After last SmackDown, when Bayley said to Sasha that, oh, well, I should have trusted you, I mean, you can't hold the Raw title for long. As if to say that she doubted her right then and there. But it was the look after Sasha Banks spoke heartily to Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax that really got people thinking, the turn is about to come, the turn is about to come. And that was when Sasha Banks said, this Sunday I will have my vengeance, stares at Bayley, and I will win my tag team title. Not our tag team titles, as in mine and Bayley's, but my tag team title. As to say that everything that Bayley said lit a fire in her to say, you know what, I'm going to turn on my partner. Now, will she do it? I don't know. I think perhaps the best case scenario is the role models do somehow find a way to win, but then they implode when they face Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott, a team that's never felt more in harmony with one another, who have finally found that common ground to be friends again. Speaking of which, Ruby Riott versus Liv Morgan in the kickoff show versus the Iconics. I think I speak for most of people when I say that I think we've seen enough Iconics for one day. Now, I'm not saying I have anything bad to say about Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. I mean, I think they're cool individuals. But when you've been given opportunity after opportunity at tag team titles only to come up short every single time, it kind of makes you wonder, does WWE have a plan for the Iconics? And I don't think that they have had a plan for it. I think the wheels were always in motion for another person to win those tag team titles. You have to think it's going to be Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott, whose only comeback story can be validated with a title run, with a tag team title run at some point. Do I think Billie Kay and Peyton Royce need this win? No, they don't. Because they've already had many wins before against Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. I believe tonight, Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott will get their payback, score a victory, and be well on their way to establish themselves on the journey towards tag team gold. Anyways, that's my review. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy this show.